Hi, everybody. Welcome to our live stream today. We're going to be having a really exciting segment because we're going to be co-working with the Coextree family to build our tutorial island. This is something that has been in the works for a few months now together with the whole community, where we wanted to make it a really immersive experience for anybody who wants to get started with gamifying their life within Notion to really understand the mechanics of how gamification works and how can you start making your life into a video game where you can see your life progression bit by bit as you go and do quests that lead you to a higher purpose, that what we call fall into your storyline, and also how can you pick a class that suits your strengths and complements your weaknesses so you can continuously grow and get better and stronger as you progress on this growth journey. And of course, the most important thing for us is to make sure that you have a community to never have to struggle alone. So, I'm really excited to talk about this with you guys today because we have had asked so many of you guys to give us your feedback on what could be improved by the tutorial island and what do you want to see next. So for the first part of our stream today, we're going to be going through what we have already built to give you a good understanding of where we are currently and what we're going to be improving in today's stream. And then most importantly, what we're building for the future. And as you guys may know, we're having the official release in around 1 week's time. So really get excited for that. And I'm really excited to be working on this together with you guys today. So let's get started. So jumping into our current systems for a better life, I wanted to first give you a quick walkthrough of what's already been built. So if I go into here, you can see that if I'm a brand new player, I can get started with the tutorial island and I can click on that. And I'll see that there is a choose your avatar screen. Really awesome stuff. It means that I'm able to choose a kind of a character that's character representation that resonates most with me. And you can see a lot of different information about each of these personas that we'd like to help you with, right? If you're a student, maybe you care more about courses and, calculating grades, turning one work into fun and engaging quests, building strong, healthy habits. If you're creative, maybe you're caring about how can you manage all these creative ideas into actionable projects. How do you make work fun, engaging, and meaningful? And if you are someone who is a second winder, right, your next wind is here and you want to essentially find out what's next in your life, then you can keep track of your learning, clear your mental fog, and just make consistent progress and save your progress. So what's something that we really wanted to do here was to give the understanding that you can actually be more than one persona at a time. Most people are not going to be directly only one persona. Maybe you're both a student and a creative, right? And the idea for the classes was really to give you a good starting point on where your journey could lead you to, right? And give you the tools you need that fits your most basic needs currently, and then everything else becomes additional. So let's just pretend we're a student. Let's go through that flow. And we go in here, we start designing your character, and if you were following with the previous episodes we had of this build, you'd know that we actually have really short 1 minute long videos, or even in this case 22 seconds, that just quickly teaches you about how the system works. And you can see we already have a couple hundred views, which is pretty awesome, a couple hundred users that watch this. So you can see that people can hand in quests, they can go ahead and really start understanding how Notion works. We have a nice little avatar that welcomes you. We actually want this to be customized. So if you are a designer, we would love to have like our own customized little avatars that just come and wave at you and say hi. So that'll be really fun if you guys have any ideas about that. But basically seeing like this, grow your leaderboard, your level ups, continue to the next step, and you learn how to hand in projects as well, which is super awesome. Um, just going to go through this a bit quickly, just because we'll be going back into here to talk about what we're going to improve about it. But basically, you can start really picking your classes depending on what you identified with before. You go ahead and, again, this is something that you can pick multiple of, which we'll come back and we'll add some details on this to make it more obvious and more clear. But then we go ahead and then we go and pick Ranger again. Let's say we did that. And then we go ahead and we go with this flow and we learn how to create our courses as projects, creating personal projects and tasks. These are all really clear and concise instructions that, help you make sure that you are playing along with the system and really making the best use of this flow, which will hopefully make you more intentional and make work fun, of course. And then we can go ahead and just move on to next, again giving you a clear brief of everything that's going on. You level up here as well, and then you start working on your daily habits, which is really fun, right? You go in your daily habits, and this is where Notion gets a little bit complex. We're hopefully we're going to make this easier and easier. We can start customizing your daily quests. You can reflect on your day and say your progress. So that's really nice. And then we can go ahead and continue and let's see who gets to the next step. Perfect. So we go and spending your gold. So we see that there's an item shop that we can start playing around in. Let's see. So people are jumping into the item shop, which is awesome. You can make your own item shop, right? And then you can start handing in. That's the fourth quest, the fourth big quest. And then the fifth one is playing with friends and family. And this one is this one that I'm going to update because we now have the CoX3 family connection, which is really nice. And that's going to be something that people should definitely check out, and I'll talk more a bit about that. And then, of course, lastly, we're going to be finished this project, and then we can go and create your own dashboard, which is also something that's really important. A lot of people have been giving us a lot of compliments about the dashboard, so I'm really happy about that. They like the dashboard a lot, so just showing you guys this. If you guys are just coming in brand new, you want to have like a dashboard that helps you start working on everything that you want to work on, right? And see your community level up. In this case, maybe see yourself level up together with your friends and family. You can have this all there. So it's really, really nice. I like it a lot too. And of course, you can have your knowledge up if you want it. But yeah, it's something that you can remove. And just, it's very modular. You can pick and choose whatever you need. So I like that a lot. You can go to the next step, and then you can see that this is the end of the first tutorial. You defeated the dragon, and then when we go next, this is the end of the first tutorial island, and we want to congratulate you for finishing, and then move on to the next. Okay, great. So we've done a little walkthrough, which is awesome. And the first thing I want to do is really thank both Alyssa and Anne. They have been working on summarizing all the feedback. I think there are around like 50 reviews we went through so far, which is really awesome. And really going through all the feedback and trying to understand what the main kind of thought process was for everybody coming through the system. And the first thing for the improved tutorial island was really to have clear navigation, to understand where you are currently, especially if you're not used to Notion. So something that we try to do, and again, of course, we can make this better, is so if someone opens this up, they feel like they can sometimes get lost and not be able to get back to this page if they want to get back in the future. And I think this is something that we can solve by giving like perhaps even a synced block, right? That would essentially give you a table of contents to immediately fly back to where you were at before. I think that could be really, really nice. And I think that's what we can do here, because also, it was asked to have kind of a progression bar to show you where you're currently at within the tutorial island. I think that's also really nice to kind of know how far you have to go and what's coming up next. So if you guys want to see like a big picture, right, of how the tutorial island is currently structured, right now you're going into choosing your avatar, choosing your class, first quest, second quest, third quest, fourth quest, fifth quest, and so on. Actually, I think this one's in between, but anyway, it kind of, or you kind of already see like this is the flow of how things currently go. And that's the first thing I want to talk about, right? It's about how can we make the onboarding process easier for anyone first starting into Notion. And something that I don't think I'll be solving immediately would be the understanding of how Notion works in general. Again, we can give very specific advice for people who are using the system in Notion, like our system. But if they're just looking for generic, like how do I do things in Notion, I'm sure there are a lot of creators out there that have good guides that I can refer to, and maybe that's something that we should do. Maybe have like a compilation of like awesome guides to using Notion. But for us, the first thing is making sure that people know where they're at in terms of this whole flow. And of course, if you want to see inside the system, just look inside the back end. I will kind of give you that little sneak peek. So if you are ever lost, this is kind of how the system is. You can go back and you can see everything. So I think the first question perhaps for Alyssa and Ann and everybody else who's watching the stream is like, what do you think could be done better in terms of letting people see where they're currently at in this whole flow? And why I ask this is because I don't think it's necessarily very clear on how things like if I'm inside designing your character, I'm not sure how far I am done the journey. And maybe it could be as simple as just adding like a property here that just shows a progress bar that says like how far along you are. I think that can also already solve it. Like it's one thing to be able to jump back into your your progress where you left off. But I think if we just add like a property here and say and make it a text property probably, and then we call this progress, tutorial island progress. Maybe we can even have something nice here. Let me grab the code for the progress bar. So let's go into here. I'm going to grab this code. Let's take this whole thing, hide this property. I'm going to add it here, and then we can see that we have this. Let's take this here. Oops. Take that, and then we go into here. So this one is going to be quite a few ones. This is 20% there. So I'm going to take 2 of these. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So 2 out of 5. Awesome. And then we can call this 25%. Does this make sense? So like we have the tutorial island progress, we have 25%. And then as we go on in this journey, and of course what we can do here to make it easier for us to edit, we can add this tutorial progress here. So we can see that this is 25%. Okay, maybe this is 0. Okay, there's 5, so 0 to 20% actually. So 20%, not 25. 20%. So there should be 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And then what we want to see then, the next thing is this is also 20%, but maybe this is not the finished. So maybe this is like 5% in or 10% in. 10% in, because you haven't really finished it yet. And 20%. And then this is going to be 30%. Let's do that. Or yeah, 30%, 35, and then 40, I think. Or something like that. 25%, 30, something like that. Let's go into here. Let's unlock this page. This is 25%, which I don't have a half, but it's fine. We can imagine that. This is 30%, let's say. Oh, and saying that maybe we should do stones. Can you elaborate what stones means? And then we can do 30% here, 30% here, and then the last one will be 40% when you hand it in. And I'm pretty sure I'm already doing something wrong, because if we go 10% through everything, so 30. Oh, okay, I already know why. It's jumping too much. 40, 60, 80, 100. Okay, we're jumping too much. So this should be 20 to 30, and then 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. Nope, that's still wrong. 10, 20, 30. And saying that we should perhaps go down and counting stones and not going through a conventional path. That could be interesting. That could be interesting. Let's figure out the percentages first quickly, just because I'm currently seeing a problem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 things. So what we should do is 20% starting from here, but or divide by 6. So 100 divided by 6 instead of 5, which is around like 16%. I think 16.6%. So each one is around 15% completion. So this is going to be 5 to 15. So let's go to 5%. 5% to 15. Let's do that. So we're at 5%. This will jump to 15, I believe. Let's just 15%. And then this one's going to be 15% here. And then we're going to make that into a 15%. We're going to make that into a 20% right here. So these are 20%. Got 20%, and then this is 20% as well. 20%, and then this is 20%, and this is 30%. So there's 30%. So basically what I'm doing here, for everyone who's trying to figure this out, is as I'm going into this, I can know that I'm 20% done the whole tutorial when I'm on this stage. When I'm finished the stage, I'm at 30% done, and I can just hand in my quest and move on. So hopefully that'll give everyone a good understanding of like where we're currently at and see like how far we can go. And then we're going to probably do like a main menu kind of thing right after, so that'll be really nice. So let's just quickly go on with this because I think this is solved. So let's just paste everything and move forward. So this is going to be 35%. No, it's going to be 30% still. And then this one becomes 45. So this has a fourth one, and we clear that one out. And then the 45 goes and becomes 60%. So we go and make this 60%, or still 45, and then this becomes, oh, actually, yeah, okay, this becomes 60%. 60% has 2 of these. Awesome. And then this one becomes 60%. This one is 75%. So that's going to be 7 of these. And then this one takes me to 100. Awesome. That actually looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So 75, and then this takes me to 100. 100%. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So that will take us along the whole journey. We have some percentage completions. That's really nice in my opinion. And then we can start with the next phase, which is going to be now working on, okay, so there's a few things to look at. To tutorial navigation seems like the next thing to fix. Also, it seems like there is people that really wanted. Okay, so the next version of the tutorial island is what we talked about. Okay. So for now, we do the main menu. Let's do the main menu, and we can see if there is a place for people to go back and see the entire tutorial island if they need to skip ahead. So I guess what we can do here is we can create a linked view of this, I think, and make this a page for people to access if they ever need to jump around. So let's add a description here. You found the backend for the tutorial island. Use this to jump around if you must to find where you last left off. Use this to fast travel to where you... Yeah, it's a map. I like it. You found a map. Oh my gosh. You found a map for the tutorial island. Use this to fast travel to where you last left off. Last left off. To continue your adventure. I love it. This is actually really cool. So this is like fast traveling. They're fast traveling to where they need to go. And then what we can do is we can add this to the front of the page. So we can say get started with tutorial island. And then here's where we're going to say if you ever want to save your progress and make sure you can get back, you can do your progress in the tutorial island. So that's where you left off. You can either favorite the page you're currently on, add it to your bookmarks, or use the map to fast travel back to where you can easily and want to, if I want to take a break and get back to where you left off easily, favorite the page you're currently on, add your bookmarks. Or use the map to fast travel. So I'll paste it here. So this becomes the flow where if people need to get back, they can do this. Get back easily. Okay, so this becomes a nice little indicator for them to know how they can get back. Because I think that, so one alternative idea that I was having was inside this page, if we had a synced block that was going to help us jump around, but I don't think it's good to give more understanding on oh nice, they're answering each other. I think it's better than having a place here to skip ahead, because it doesn't make sense otherwise, in my opinion. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with the way this video is turning out as well. Awesome. Okay, so let's start and figure out what else was the improvement here. So I already know one improvement I want to make for sure, which is playing with friends and family. And this is where I can also start talking about the app that Alyssa is so excited about, and me too. Honestly, I'm just wow, so eager to continue working on it and improving it. There's just so much to build for the app to really be the best it can be. So I'm really excited for that. So let's go ahead and let's do this. So The first thing is the post your wins to the community. So just to show you guys what we've been working on recently, let's go to the browser. So we've made the Coix3 family connection, and basically what we have is the accumulation, I think, of all the gamification that we've been doing in Notion for the last year, and really leveraging on the API, the Notion API, to build an experience that's unlike any other gamification experience you've ever had. And the idea that we're trying to promote here is that it's really an opportunity to start making your life into the gamified experience that you want, and ideally with as least friction as possible. So the way that this app works, and perhaps to give you a little walkthrough, yeah, I think it'll be good to give you a little walkthrough, is you can sign in and make an account of your own, and once you do that, you're able to actually connect your Notion account into the application. So we can automatically see your latest wins that you want to share, of course, and we have full instructions on how to make everything that you want private or not, but really see the latest wins that you have and how you're currently leveling up over time. And the coolest thing that I think we have is being being able to see what's really making up your levels. Where have you been speccing it into recently, and where are you going to go next with your levels? So give me a second. I'm going to log in. I'm going to log into the Coix3 family accounts, and just to show you guys how it all works. So I'm logging in into there. Let me open my email client as well. So opening up my email client. So let's go into this, log in. Awesome. So if I go to my player, you can see that it shows you your recent win for your account, and you can see how your wins have been comparing since last week to this week. Again, this is one of my demo accounts. I haven't really updated this one yet, but I just wanted to show you like this how it kind of works and give you an idea of like what you can expect too. And you can go down the list and see how you've been trending, see how you've been heading in your work. It's really awesome. You can see more than just one item at a time, which is really nice, but really gives you a good understanding of how your character's progressing over time and where can you go next with your whole with your work slash play, right? And we have a lot of updates coming up. So every single, we had a hackathon for basically the first week of development, and this really pushed out a lot of really cool features. And we're going to be continuing that build this weekend as well. So stay tuned for that. Join us in the community if you want to get involved. Alyssa has a lot of fun ideas that we're going to be working on. So yeah, it's going to be exciting stuff. But basically, building out all these things has been a huge joy for us. And what I want to promote then inside this page is instead of just posting your wins in Roblox, what we can do now is just simply connect our application to the Coix3 family connection, and we'll be automatically able to share our wins and see our level ups. So this is something that previously we were working on, and now it's finally in fruition. So we're really glad about that. So definitely this is going to be some place I want to put some additional information before I start working on the new tutorial island, which I want to hear all of your opinions on. So I'm really excited about that. So let's just quickly add something here. So share your wins with family. So actually there's going to be two things that we're going to be improving for this process by the time we hit our by the time we get into the launch next week. So the first thing we're going to be doing, and I just wanted to show you guys too, is going to be playing with friends and family has completely changed, right? As long as you are able to have someone else inside your so let me show you this. So I'm going to type out the bullet points here actually, because we're still working on these features. The description of this might change, but the whole idea is that you can sync your avatar, sync your Notion database with the Coextreme family connection and build your own leaderboard between your friends and family to stay updated on each other's wins. So that's will be something that we'll be building called accountability groups slash guilds. We haven't figured out exactly what to call it, but I think guilds make sense too. Guilds will be pretty fun because then we can have guild competitions on our official leaderboard. So imagine on this leaderboard, we might have like, hey, these are the individual like kind of leaderboards, but we can also have guild leaderboards. So we can see like how each guild is leveling up over time. We can have guild levels. I think that could be really, really cool. That's could be something that I think will be really nice. But anyway, we have that. And then also we can have not only syncing your Notion database, but one thing that I want to promote here is being able to actually take the daily quests off of Notion, because I just don't think Notion is doing really, really awesome in the whole daily quest thing, especially when we come to gamification. So we are building our own kind of daily quest framework inside the Coextreme family connection. So if you guys want to have an easier way to do daily quests, like for sure, that's going to be something that you can find inside the tutorial island. Sorry, not inside the tutorial, but inside the family connection. So really excited about that as well. So yeah, so those are the things that we can quickly improve about the tutorial island, which is awesome. And what I want to go now and talk about is what's next. Okay, so we have this thank you page, which obviously you guys will know if you went through the system, but you can see that we have this page where we get through the whole system and then we start and work on what's next. How can we level up? How can we build more? How can we use the system for a week and then find out what's next? So what I was thinking about was calling it a kind of a wilderness area. Maybe you guys have a better name for me, and I'm sure we'll keep improving on this in the week to come. But one thing that I want to, I guess, kind of promote here is the idea that we're really just moving from one act to the next act in our lives. And I like thinking of our life as like chronicles, right? This is the chronicles of what's been going on in my life currently, and this is how it's going to be improving next and next, and hopefully the whole thing leads up to a higher purpose. But for what I appreciate about the system is that it gives us a good way to start segmenting out our different projects and therefore our different stages of life, our different things that we want to do, and really see them as separate kind of stages in our growth journey. So what I'm trying to show here then is really start building out the next stage of the tutorial island. And the whole idea that I have here is, hey, when I land into the thank you page, right? The first thing is I'm like, okay, you should be using your system for at least a week before you move on to the new features that we have. Because the new features there's a lot of features. We have a lot of new things to do, like customizing your pets, building badges and all that. And that should all be communicated properly. So let's do this. So I'm going to duplicate the onboarding materials. I'm going to duplicate the tutorial island. And I'm going to make this into a new version. So let's dupe that. And then what we have here is going to be the new island. So I'm going to call it the what do you guys think? The wilderness? I'm not sure yet. You guys give me a better one. But it's a new stage, right? Maybe the forest. Like it's a place of exploration is what I'm thinking about. The cave. It's either the cave or the forest. I don't know. Some kind of dungeon. The dungeon, maybe. The dungeon. Your first dungeon. Maybe that's what we can call it. We can see what that is. First dungeon, defeat your first boss. Defeat the boss. You like forest, right? Your first the forest. And I'm just starting to think of like, of like Pokemon and like the Viridian Forest and things like that. That could be pretty interesting as well. Okay, anyway, the forest will be nice. And before we start designing in Notion, one thing I like to do is design it inside a inside here, which is a little flow chart, because it gives us a good understanding of like where things can go next. Okay, cool. So what I want to do here is give another similar kind of progression journey. So I'm going to copy and paste that. We're going to have that into the section right here. And I'm hoping by the end of the stream, we will be able to have like a good framework to start building on, and then we can build that together within the community. But the idea here is that really just to get started on this journey live with everybody in our YouTube audience as well. So as you can see, the parallel is that before we chose our avatar, we chose our class, we did our first quest, second quest, third quest, and so on. But basically what we want to do here, my thought process was we would have a first quest that gets you introduced to like what are the new components of everything. So first, let's talk about the break. So everyone's going to have a break for 7 days. 7 days of adventuring before they go into their next high level area. So 7 days of adventuring and leveling up. Okay, we'll be here to take a break. They're basically using the dashboard, and we can talk about that a little bit later as well. But basically here, they have 7 days of adventuring, leveling up. And then once they hit level 10, I want to have a class advancement. Look, class advancement. And then this is where we can start talking about also like what other classes are going to be relevant for our community. So if we see the pick your class, we have a bunch of stuff here, right? The advancements, we have a warrior, we have a ninja, we have a mage, we have a healer. Really awesome stuff, right? But the idea that I have here, and again, feel free to jump in anytime, go to the next high level area. So the class advancement, what I was thinking about is you shouldn't really be able to jump into here until you have a party. So ideally you do this with a party, whether it's friends you make in the community or it's friends that you've invited to join your journey. Okay, so this is something that I want to be clear. So the idea is that you're building a team to tackle this next journey together with you. Again, it's not mandatory, right? You can solo, but it'll be a bit more dangerous if you do it alone, because these are the things that we want to promote, is that you have a community to never have to struggle alone anymore, and it's something that you can do together with other people. And saying that we should add a scribe to this. I think that could be really cool. By the way, feel free to throw in any suggestions you have for classes. We can add this. Taj is asking, what software am I using for making flowcharts? I'm actually using Whimsical. Whimsical is a free tool. You have up to 5 boards. It's really nice. There's a few of these tools out there. I wouldn't say I'm particularly married to Whimsical, but it's a good tool. It's free, so you can definitely use that. And yeah, my suggestion is use what you can. Awesome. So what we have here is going to be, going back to this, we have a class advancement, and the idea is that you can choose one more combo class. So we can choose a combo class. Choose a class to make a class combination. It's gonna be really cool. And then now you are, for example, if you are a ranger and you pick warrior, now you're a ranger warrior, and maybe you can have a fun name for that. I think there are ranger warriors, right? I think like the range horsemen, crossbowmen, and stuff like that. That's more like a range warrior. let's say you're a fighter and you're a ninja now, you're a fighter ninja, and that could be really cool. A mage plus fighter would be interesting as well. So that becomes like a magic swordsman. Oh, that could be really cool, guys. I think that could be something that's really exciting. You can do like a magic swordsman kind of thing. Hmm. Anyway, the idea is that you get to the next stage of the tutorial island, and then you can pick your next combo class. So let's add that here. Pick a combo class. Pick a class to make a combination with. Okay, and then this is something that we're going to be doing. Oops, I'm going to just make that into a dot dot dot. So let's take that away, dot dot. And then and then after that, our first quest comes along. And the idea here, and again, I'm very excited to see what you guys have to say on this, is the oops, let's go to the build your own system. By the way, we're probably going to retire the build your own system after we do or at least keep it to only the auxiliary systems, because we already have the tutorial island that's going to guide us through the whole thing. I think that's already plenty. Anyway, so badges, pets will be important, review cycle. So one thing that I am going to say now is, depending on which version of the system that you have, it's going to be the next phase of the tutorial island, or I guess in this case the forest, is going to be very different for you depending on which package that you have. And this is going to be entirely by design, because I want to make sure that you get what you need at the right time. So for example, something that I would say that would be very important for someone who's about to go into their final boss is doing review cycles, right? Learning how to do review cycles and understanding what that's all about. But this is definitely going to be something that's only for the Be Intentional system, because if people are not familiar with the being intentional, this won't make sense for them, and they won't care about it, right? So review cycles is definitely something that is more for someone to like look back and journal on and make sure they're saving their progress before they go and fight their final boss. Okay, so this is something that this is save your progress before the final boss is the idea here. And then what we want to do is to talk about the next phases, right? So first thing I want to do is just go into here and just really map out everything that could be done that hasn't been already done inside the main system, the tutorial island. And I see that Shushwap is saying that he doesn't game. That's totally fine, actually. I want to build something that is applicable even for people that don't game all the time or don't game at all, because the idea is that gamification is already all around us in our day-to-day lives, whether it's inside the games we play, that's direct, or inside the movies we watch, the TV shows we watch, or the the different social media algorithms that keep us engaged. Like, everything's gamified already, and my hope with this is to hijack all of the connections that have already been built from all the gamification and that you've been exposed to, and essentially make that into your own. So I think that's really nice. Okay, so finding your rhythm will be something that's important. Inbox zero is also going to be important. So let's actually go ahead and bring this over, or at least a screenshot of it maybe, so we can have it side by side and we can see what we have to add to the list. So let's just take a screenshot. I know it's a bit small for you guys. It'll be improved in a second. I'm just taking a screenshot so that I can take it over to the Whimsical board and I can see what else we have to add here. So let's put this around here and let's take a look, okay? So, and I'm going to cross out the ones that we've already built. So this one's already been done. And when I say cross it out, I need to probably make it red and take out that. Perfect. And then I'll make it like a proper kind of line. Okay, so determine your purpose is done for the most part. Okay, so we haven't done goals. So goals and yeah, we haven't talked about goals. So we need to demo goals. So goals and key results is going to be something that you're going to learn in the first thing. So the idea is that when we start on the first expedition, you need to be clear what you want to accomplish and why you want to do it. So essentially what I'm teaching you here for the first quest is going to be all about why are you going on this journey? What do you want to accomplish, right? And really understanding having a very clear understanding of your goals and key results, and ideally being able to connect them with, so connect your so goals, you connect them with your key results. So actually I think this is all one thing. So goals, key results, and connecting to projects. So you've already made your projects slash tasks, right, in the last one. And I think that's really nice. And then basically, so this one I think is going to be for both, so I don't need a color for this. This is definitely going to be open for everybody. Whether you're using the Be Intentional system or gamifications or gamify your life. But the whole idea is that you now learn about goals and key results. You're connecting to a higher purpose, right? And maybe we can call that better. Yeah, so let's make this, let's actually use some verbiage here. So I'm going to call this one, okay, goals. And then we can add this key results. And then we can add this connecting to projects. So we can say finding a higher purpose can be the name of this, and then everything else becomes the details. And let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to copy and paste, make this into like that. So everything under here will be goals, key results, and connecting to projects will be the tasks that we can do. Awesome stuff. Nice. So the second quest, what is the second quest going to be talking about? So let's keep going into this and let's keep checking things off. So we've personalized our avatar. Oops, that is so weird. Okay. Actually, I think what will be nicer here, and I guess I'm teaching you guys a little bit about Whimsical now as well. So it's cancel. I want the cancel thing, which is an X. So I take that, put that in the X. Perfect. Or let's do a check mark because actually we finished it. So check. So check mark is going to be a nice big square. Let's put that on. So this one's done. Plan for success is done as well. Ooh, so determine your purpose. Actually, we also have something about masters and trackers. Okay, so that's something that we have to talk about too. Or not masters, but areas of competence. Okay. So let's figure this out. Let's do areas of competence. Because that's more like stats. That's more like determining what your core stats are going to be. Oof. I think that actually becomes a first quest then, guys. I need to revamp this a little bit. I think the first quest is going to be about your areas of competence if you don't have that already, before you jump into your planning. Okay, no, I got it. I understand. Okay, I know what to do. So on top of picking a class to make a combination with, you're also going to determine your areas. So which is your stats, if you have any at that moment. And this is only for Be Intentional and L control. So this part is going to be saying like, okay, I'm now picking a new class to make a combination class. And when I do this, what specific areas of my life do I want to focus on because of this class combination that I've made? So I think that can be the flow, and I think that's really, really nice. Yeah. Maybe that can even be like a a special character that you don't get if you are not on the on like you don't just you have a specific character combination to pick to be able to get into your areas. Huh. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, guys. It's just something I'm curious about, but we'll get back into that. Anyway, so areas is here, and one thing I want to add on here, so on top of review cycles, so this one's going to be interesting because on top of review cycles, you're also going to be learning about masters and trackers. This is something that you'll learn if you are in Be Intentional. So this is definitely something that's going to be well worth your time. I definitely think that's going to be something very interesting for everybody. But basically, masters and trackers, we have review cycles here, awesome stuff. And then we can call this one saving your progress. Saving your progress. And then let's keep checking things off. I'm really happy about our progress so far here already. So we have determine your purpose is done. Personalize your avatar is also done. Finding your rhythm is done as well, but we didn't talk about like don't make the same mistake twice and everything. So maybe we should do that as well. Okay, let's just put it here for now. Don't make the same mistake twice. Don't make the same mistake twice. It's going to be something we talk about here. Yeah, okay, let's talk about that here. And then we have the next thing, review cycles. We talked about that. Keep it simple dashboards. Ooh, that's going to be the new dashboards we have, which is going to be the final boss. So final boss is new dashboards. New dashboards. And then we have the keep it simple dashboards. And then we have our so keep it simple, which will have 2. We're also going to have the fantasy world dashboards. Fantasy world dashboards, which is going to be the newly revamped version of all this. So we go to yellow. So that's something that is going to be taught inside the final boss. That's awesome. Recurring tasks. I guess we can teach about it here, but I don't think it's the core of the system, to be very honest. So we'll leave that open for a bit. We've done knowledge management. That's awesome. Alignment is super important. So let's do alignment. Alignment is super important here. The alignment dashboard. Getting to inbox 0. I'm not sure. Did we talk about inbox in this version? We didn't. We didn't talk about inbox. So inbox is going to be something that we do. So I'm thinking about the inbox as like an exploration journal kind of thing. So exploration journal. So the idea here, and let me be clear about that. So this one's only for Be Intentional. We have the exploration journal, which is the inbox. So the idea is that as you're going through your journey, as you're progressing through your life journey, you may not have the time and attention to make detailed notes about everything until you get back to camp. So use the inbox to make quick notes as you go through your day. So you can already see, right? I'm really trying to make you think of your life as like a really big adventure. And I can't overemphasize how important and how passionate I am about this, and that how much I want to share this idea with you guys and with the world. Because if you start thinking about your life, it's like, hey, you know, I'm now working on the next stage of growth. What class can I combine my current class with so I can adopt and learn new skills that I need from my current goals and aspirations. What is my higher purpose? What is the end of the journey? What is the journey I want to be on, right? Why am I on this journey? What do I want to accomplish, and how does it connect to my current things I'm doing? And if it doesn't connect, great. Let's figure out how to make it connect, whether by making new key results and new projects that fit better to my holistic, bigger why, and hopefully that build towards the stats that I'm currently working on as well. So these are all the aspects that I want you to be thinking about, because these are really important. And then when I'm exploring, right, how do I quickly take notes, put it into my exploration journal, I put it into my inbox? How do I quickly ensure that I am continuously progressing on the trajectory that I'm looking for in my life? Anyway, I'm so passionate about this. I really think this is something that everyone should be able to at least learn from, because I just think it makes your life a lot better, and I'm happy for the results, at least. Anywho, interesting segue, but coming back into this, inbox zero will be done. Convenience store dashboard, that's interesting. We have not talked about that. That's something we must talk about. So convenience store dashboard is going to be something that I think really fits into the I'm not sure. Let's throw it in somewhere. Let's put it in. So convenience store, recurring tasks. I'll put it at the top because I'm not sure where this goes.
It says, welcome home.
I'm not sure where that's going to go. But basically, we have our recurring tasks. We have our dashboards on the go. So let's take those off. Build your own dashboard. I think that's fine. That's going to be part of the whole journey. Create your own badges. So this is where the gamified elements starts really making sense. So maybe we have here is like achievements diary. So achievements diary. So this is something where we can start adding in the badges. Oh, and then we can have pets here. So you see we're mirroring this a little bit, right? So the fifth quest is adding friends, the fourth quest is adding, so we can do something similar like that. So friends becomes the fifth quest as well. Where does saving your progress go? Okay, it was the third quest. Yeah, okay, so achievements diary becomes badges here. We can also do something like pets. So companionship. Maybe pets is here as well, because once you make your class combination, maybe that's also when you make a pet if you like. So this is also pets for more pets. So for pets for us, something that I want to talk about here is pets for us has always been something about it's always been an idea of negative reinforcement. So we have positive reinforcement, and now we're introducing negative reinforcement as well. So first, introduction to negative reinforcement. So the idea here is that for pets, when we start building out our pets and we're trying to figure out what pets we want to add on, the idea behind that is we want to make sure that we're keeping our pets alive. So the pets essentially give us a really good way to, or keep our pets awake, I think is the more commonly accepted term inside our community. But the idea is that we're starting to create pets that are trusty companions, right? They're the ones that are going to help keep us accountable on our goals, key results, projects, whatever it might be, and really making sure that we are on track to where we want to go in the life we want to lead. So maybe that's something we put actually at the end of the first quest or at the beginning of the second quest, because this is a really big piece, a really big component, and I want to make this a little bit fun, right? Because since it's such a heavy topic of determining our whys, we need to lighten it up with pets at the end, in my opinion. So maybe pets goes here. I don't know. We'll have to figure out as we build as well. But I think pets becomes a really good addition here. Or maybe it goes into exploration journal because as you're exploring, maybe a pet is helpful for you because the inbox doesn't is only for to be intentional. So I think that makes sense actually. Okay, cool. Pets and badges are checked off. Really nice. And you can see we have so many modules. It's crazy, guys. We have so much inside our system, and I'm also having some difficulty trying to explain it all on our website too. We just have so much stuff that you can do here. Anyway, theming your workspace is done here as well. Adding new players is also covered. Introducing random rewards. I think that's something that we haven't talked about yet, which is the loot box. Actually, have we talked about loot box? Do you guys remember? Is loot box part of the I think loot box is actually part of the main system, part of the first tutorial island. Let me just double check, guys. So consistent daily progress. I have a reflection, so I assume in my reflection I also have a loot box. No? Yeah. Maybe not. We'll double check. So I'm gonna mute this. Make sure that we have our loot box. Okay, we've already done our loot box in here. Okay, perfect. So loot box is already covered. We don't need to talk about loot box in the advance. Makes sense. Loot box is done. Don't quest alone. Party members. Okay, so this is perfect. So exploration, maybe not journal, but exploration time. So we have inbox, pets, and we have party members. So these are just optional, I think. These should be optional because these are just ways to help you gamify it a bit more and making it a lot more fun. So I'm balancing it, right? Work shouldn't be all dreary. It shouldn't be all boring. It should be something that you can find enjoyable as you go on and go on. So after you've asked the big why questions, what you want to accomplish, how you're going to get there, like, okay, I'm drained. I need some motivation to boost me forward. And that's where you start like, hey, my companion's going to help me boost this, right? I have party members that are going to boost my experience points. Like these are all different things that are going to be, adding on. Oh, and Anne saying that there's someone who's reviewed and have a really good way to handle pets. I love it. We need to message her like immediately. Yeah, I'm so glad, guys. The community is so awesome, and really being able to build with everybody is such a dream, guys. I want to say thank you guys for joining on this journey. Anyway, back to this. Having exploration time is really cool in my opinion. Earning your first achievements, I think, is really nice too. So having badges then to really complement the work that you've done as you've been going through. I think actually the thing about pets is pets don't actually work until you have badges. So I'm trying to figure out how that all fits in. I think badges needs to come first before pets, because in my understanding of how pets work, because when I was building it, pets is heavily reliant on badges, at least currently. Anyway, we'll figure that out if we need to change that. We'll check this off, party members, and guys, values. Yes, I forgot about that. Areas, values. So values is 100% important. Yeah, value, areas, values. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for that. Ooh, I have another question I'll have to ask myself later is, what is there a basic tutorial island for the intentional systems? Because they won't have a lot of this stuff. I think L control will be very clear and concise on how this will work, but I don't think it'll be clear on the be intentional and everything else. Anywho, let's go ahead here, and then we can see pretty much all the gamification elements are captured already. Now it's just about doing the be intentional stuff. And again, this is where we're going to start having a few gaps inside the system, inside the tutorial island. If you're just on the
gamify your life, because I really want it to be clear that a big part of gamification actually is about being intentional, because it doesn't matter how fun you make your work if at the end of the fun you don't accomplish what you want. That's probably the biggest motivation barrier that you'll have, period. So I want to make sure that that is cleared up and taken out of your worry, ideally. So let me take a look at the auxiliary systems and see what we'll add on here. My guess is that I wouldn't add on much, but I could be wrong. I think time management would be something interesting that I'd like to add on here. So time management perhaps becomes a fourth quest. So time blocking is something that I think is quite important, actually. And this is where you start scheduling, right? So we can do our, what we call it, time boxing schedule. Oh, this is, let's call this resource management. Oh, I like this already. It's going to be called resource management. And the idea behind resource management is teaching you exactly how to manage your resources, right? How to manage everything that you're currently doing. And the most important resource to manage is time. Time is the most important resource. Everyone only has limited amounts, and it's something that we need to work on all the time. So I like that a lot. Contact lists. So I would consider your network as your resource as well. So this works perfectly, my network. And I think this one is going to be open for everybody. So let's open this for everybody and not just be intentional. So it's opening this. And could you explain what procrastination swamps crocodiles? Can you explain that a little bit better? I can definitely, I'm very interested in that. Thank you for suggesting. And we can have here time boxing schedule. Awesome. Reciprocity ring, I think that becomes a bonus inside my network, so that's fine. I can check that off. Household management, I think those things, actually that could all be under resource management. If you think about it, all these things could be under resource management. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, I need to add fear management here. Fear management. Wow, so I can actually see people like taking a while to get through this this next stage of learning the system, which is fine actually, because it takes you bit by bit, right? It's the salami approach. So I like that. That's household management. I'm not done that one yet. Fear management, that's fear management. Ooh, I think it's finally time to take the energy tracker out of beta, because I think Christian has built a lot of awesome stuff there. I'm excited to work with him on that. So energy management is definitely going to be the exclusive here. Energy management is definitely going to be the exclusive here. So let's have that. Let's have that here, energy management. Time boxing your schedule, energy management, awesome stuff. Like this. Oof. At this point, we're covering so much, we might as well just finish it off, right? Because I can fit in the mentorship management in here as well and everything. Or should that be after the final boss? This is like resource management after the final boss. I'm trying to figure this out. Let's take a look at the big picture again. And again, I think you guys are seeing like how the inner mind works and how this whole thing is getting built, which I'm very happy to share the process. Okay, so I finished using the system for 7 days. I am now deeply in tune with my projects, my tasks, and maybe I'm seeking a bit more. Awesome. Go to class advancement. I pick a class, I'm making a combination with, let's say I started with Ranger, I had a Warrior, I'm a Ranger Warrior, or a Magic Swordsman, or whatever else I might combine with. Great. I now get a chance to determine my areas. What are the stats that I want to build in my life? You know, am I focusing on family? Am I focusing on building knowledge, mindsets, all these different things? Then what are my values? What am I going to live up towards, right? What am I going to continuously try to, like, who am I trying to be? Great. Now that I have that as my base character, what is going to be my higher purpose? That's the next quest, right? What's my goals that I have? Why am I on this journey? What do I want to accomplish? How am I going to get there? These are all part of this bigger picture that is going to encapsulate and ensure that I'm moving towards the direction that I want. Next, I figure this all out. Exploration time, right? Let's go and explore. On this exploration journey, I'm going to find interesting things. I'm going to take them down as items inside my inbox. Awesome stuff. I'm going to find companions. I'm going to find pets, right? Maybe it's a dog, maybe it's a cat, maybe it's a lizard, whatever pet that you fancy. That's really cool. Then I'm going to make party members. I'm going to make friends. I'm going to have party members that join my quests in my adventure, right? So that's something that's really awesome. So these are all okay. So I already got it. My network goes actually inside the exploration. That makes a lot of sense. Cool. Then I start earning achievements. I'm going to start figuring out, hey, you know, I earn badges. I'm going to promote maybe titles even. Titles I think will be cool. Let's add titles. Titles in community maybe. I'm just thinking about this. I'm not sure that this is something that is necessary, but this is something I was thinking about in terms of, you know, if they want to join a community, if they want to be helpful within our family, they can get titles for that, and that's something that's interesting. Then, as they're achieving all these things, they need to be mindful of their resource management, either time boxing their time, so they're being respectful of all the time they have, or doing energy management, right? Making sure they don't overload themselves. Really cool stuff. I like that a lot too. Then making sure that you're saving your progress, right? You're not just doing things blindly, you're saving your progress as you go along. So you have things like your review cycles, your master trackers, something. I don't know what I would throw in here as another gamification item, because it seems like it's missing that piece. Gamification is missing in this one, in this fifth quest. Something about saving your progress. Oh, captain's log, right? Captain's log for sure. But do I have that already? I remember making that video. Let me just double check. Captain's log. Somehow I remember making a video about captain's log. So let me just double check. I believe I've made a video on captain's log before. I just want to make sure that it's already there. It's because of this. Okay, got it. I remember why I'm a bit confused here. Okay, perfect. Captain's log is the answer here. So captain's log is the answer. So we can have that. So then I go and save my progress with the captain's log. I make sure I go back to see how I'm doing every single day. Awesome stuff. And then the new dashboards for keep it simple and alignment. I think that actually can move earlier, because when I determine my... Okay, so this is going to be the only contested point, I think. So where I'm trying to figure this one out is when I'm determining the first quest, when I'm trying to find my higher purpose, I'm learning how to start working on my goals and everything else. But what's important is also determining how do I start adjusting my goals? How do I start working on the next thing that needs to be done? And if I don't have that new dashboard until the end, I think that's going to be very frustrating for most people in... I got it. Okay, the final boss is actually the final boss is looking back and forwards, or embarking on the next adventure. So basically what I'm trying to communicate here is the final boss is actually doing your review cycles. I think that's actually the final boss. I think that's the final boss there. That makes sense for me. And everything gets moved forward. So new dashboard is here. Keep it simple. Fantasy World upgrades, and you get the goals and everything in there as well. You get the inbox in there, but you don't learn what it is until later. I think that's fine. How about this? This is the exploration time. With Keep It Simple, you'll also learn about the inbox. And then here in this section, it's not exploration, but it's like the friends you make, the companions you make, the companions. So that makes a bit more sense to me. And then I think don't make the same mistake twice is something that I'll cover in the other version, so I don't need to add that. But the alignment here is going to be important to see the big picture view. Okay, so let's take a look at this again. We have exploration, and I know you sent me something in the chat. I'm taking a look in a second, but I'm going to essentially see that I'm exploring here. I get the dashboard, right? Keep a simple dashboard. We have our inbox as an addition to that dashboard. We have our fantasy world, which is awesome. And then we have our pets, party members. Oh, I guess this also can also teach you how to add it to your dashboard and any dashboard you'd like. Okay. Convenience store is going to be about mobile views. I think mobile views can be added into... Yeah, mobile views I talked about here as well, but we didn't properly discuss it. I think mobile views just hits into here, probably. Yeah. Okay, we'll figure it out later. Okay, I like this flow, guys. Hoping that you like it as well. And adding some points where, so some people are saying that their habit of procrastination is what holds them back. And if we have some way of scaring them out of procrastination with like a crocodile pet, a bad pet, that could be pretty interesting, actually. That could be pretty interesting. Don't get me wrong. I think that's pretty interesting. Okay, so the streams been going on for a little bit. I'm probably going to just build out the structure inside our inside the forest, and then we'll call it for now on the live stream. Of course, we'll build it more inside the community. Do join us if you have the chance. But for now, let's just start seeing like how things work, right? So I come into here, let's just try to get the flow down. And then when we finish that, we can move on. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's hitting level 10. Awesome. And then we have learn the rest of the system. Somehow when someone hits level 10, I need to have a pop-up here that shows you like your level, and then oh, this could be actually pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna make a new table, and then I'm going to say let's just call it a hit level 10 yet. So you've reached level 10. You've reached level 10, and then what we want to do here is have a roll up. So first let's relate these two. So I'm going to call this one demo leaderboard so that I can find it really easily. I'm going to make this a relation. We're going to find demo leaderboard like so. And then we can see our leaderboard. And then we can connect this into here. And then we can put this into, for example, your avatar, your player one. And then we can make it so that we have a roll up here. So we can see what level you are. So roll up on the level it is, leaderboard, and we can see that we have our level number. And then we can show perfect. So what we want to do is we want to filter. Okay, before that, we should go to the next stage. Okay, I think it's fine. Let's just make a filter here. Let's add a filter. And this filter is going to be for if the level equals 10. Okay, so basically what happens is when I hit level 10, something will pop up here. So we're gonna say the forest next stage. So let's do an example. I'm going to make this into a gallery view actually, because I think it's gonna look a lot better. We're going to have a filter on level. We're not going to make that filter active just yet, because what we're going to do is make this into a large item. We're going to make a forest. So maybe for now, we're going to just find Viridian forest. I don't think I spelled that right. There we go. So let's just take their forest. I'm sure there's a nicer one. So let's take a look at a high quality one. So size, at least large. That's a bit pixelated. So let's find a better forest image. That's also a bit pixelated. That's not nice at all. Okay, let's use this image for now, but I'm almost certain I'll find something better. So let's go back into here. I think I was on this page. There we go. Add a cover, change cover. Let's link this image. And then what I want to do is make sure that that cover image becomes this page cover. Awesome. So this means go to the forest. And this actually makes a really good framework for us to add even more stages in the future if we want to. So every time we hit a certain level, a new area will be unlocked. That's really cool. We call this world map. Go to the next stage. and then we can have this as the world map. We can navigate to the forest. And I see a really interesting conversation happening in the chat right now. I will tackle that. That is so cool. But keep chatting about that. I like it. I like it. But basically what I want to do is I want to show a section here. So in this tutorial, we're going to do this. So let's throw it here. Welcome, hero. It's time for your next adventure. Let's keep that there so I know what to type. But it's time for your next adventure. We're calling you to your next big adventure. The forest is calling your name, and you... Oh, it's time to venture out of the town and explore the depths within the deep forest. Of course, and then in this tutorial, we're going to help you, and then we'll do like 3 points as well. And then at the end of this tutorial, you have a life management system that handles your blank, 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 blank. Awesome. So let's throw these things in, and then I think after we finish writing this, we'll take a break. So let's handle the conversation in the chat right now. We have a really interesting conversation where pets versus predators. You can have a crocodile that kind of defeats your pets if you let them loom around you too long. I think that's really cool. So you want to protect your pets, so you're going to make sure you defeat your procrastinators. I like that. That's like a total improvement on how that can work. Yeah, let me think about that a bit more, guys. Thank you for that suggestion. Okay, so it's time for your next adventure. It's time to venture out of town, explore that's within the forest. You'll make new friends. You'll learn about yourself. Make new friends. All those different things. Let's see. Learn about yourself. You'll learn about yourself. Find your higher. Okay, in this tutorial, we're going to help you find your higher purpose. Find your higher purpose by discovering your why and what. Your whys and what. By asking why. Why and discovering what. And exploring what. Okay, and then we're going to also make companions that will help you, that will push you to defeat your blockers, and will push you forward, that will give you grit to continue no matter the challenge. And then achievements, build systems that will build mental models that will give you the grit to continue to push on no matter the challenge. And then manage your resources. Manage your resources to effectively to be on top of your energy levels. To ensure you are making the best use of your time and energy. really nice. And then also be able to look back and forwards to ensure you are on the path that you desire. Awesome. So at this end of the tutorial, what do I hope you get? What I hope that you can get out of this system is essentially having three big components. The first one is that handles your areas and values. Okay, let's just list it all out quickly. Goals, key results, projects, and tasks. That handles your... How did I word it before, actually? I'm starting to dislike this a little bit. Let me check this out. I think I worded it... Yeah, so project task management, habit track, okay, I made it like that. It's not exactly life management, but it's like and it's your full complete success plan, goals, key results, projects, tasks. We also are able to have review cycles. So review cycles. Always knowing what you've accomplished and what's next. One big thing that I think is also important is intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivational needs, badges, pets, party members, and more. So I think that is basically what we want to hammer on. And then you can already see that what's remaining is actually only just the, the really niche systems that I think are quite helpful if you want to organize your life a bit more, but not necessarily something that you need to have in your adventure. So these are all like nice to have stuff. And again, actually, I would consider most of these things nice to have inside this. Like the core system should be already delivered in the first tutorial island, plus like the first few quests here. But I really think that actually, no, I'll take that a bit back. What you'll get is definitely the core is in here and then in here, and then this part is like the motivational aspects, which can be also, something that you take optionally. But yeah, I'm excited about this, guys. I think this is going to be the start of something great. It already is something really amazing that I'm really happy about. So again, just to recap, what we've done here is we've built a new section for the next stage. Whenever you hit level 10, by the way, I'll take this off, but whenever you hit level 10, you'll automatically see the next stage being unlocked, the forest being unlocked. And then what we can also do, let me just show you like as a fun example of what could come. So forest locked until lock, or I can do unlock at level. So what we can do here is we can say if it's 10, is let's remove that for a second. So I can do like a grayscale version of the forest so that you can see like what you'll get after it's unlocked, and then after it's unlocked that we can see everything. I think that could be really cool as well. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm really excited about this journey. Thank you guys for joining me on this live stream. We're going to be building more on this inside the community, as well as building more on the Family Connection app. There's just so much to do. We're doing a product hunt launch probably on next Saturday. I'll give you more details through email on how that's happening, but it'll be really nice if we can get all your support on that and basically help us share more about this amazing system that we're building for everybody to enjoy, for everyone to be in tune with each other's life journey, to work on our life goals, and to make the world a better place, one win at a time. So thank you guys for joining me today again. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend moving ahead, and I'll see you all in the community. Bye, guys.